Hello everyone, it's me Sanjay Vasu back again for another video. This time we're going to solve the Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint Paper 1 for April 2020. So let's start. Question 1. Work out the value of phi squared plus square root of 121. Phi squared equals 25, as you all know. And square root of 121 is the square root of 11 squared, which is 11. And 25 plus 11 equals 36, and that's the answer. Question 2. Simplify x to the power 6 multiplied by x to the power 3. So this will be, according to the law of powers, x to the power of 6 plus 3, which is x to the power 9. So x to the power 9. Question 3. Write 14 by 3 as a mixed number. So 14 by 3, 3 multiplied by 4 equal to 12. So 4 and what's remaining? Remainder is 2. 2 by 3. Mixed number form. B. Write 8 as a percentage of 32. If you want to write 8 as a percentage of 32, you make it equal to 8 by 32 multiplied by 100, which is equal to 1 by 4 multiplied by 100. That will be equal to 25%. And that's the answer. So write down. Question 4. Simplify negative 6p plus 4p minus 5p. This will be equal to negative 2p minus 5p, which is equal to negative 7p. That's the answer. Move on to fifth question. Solve 5x plus 35 equals 75. 5x plus 35 equals 75. So 5x will be equal to 75 minus 35, inverse operations. 5x is equal to 40. X is equal to 40 by 5. And x is equal to 8. So 8 is the answer. Question 6. The grid shows the positions of 3 points, A, B, and C. A, B, C, D is a square. Write down the coordinates of D. So if it's the square, the sides' length should be same. So let's join these points together. So now look at the length. It goes about 4 tiles. So 4 units. And all the angles are 90 degrees, so they are perpendicular. A, B, and B, C are perpendicular. So the point D will join with A as DA, and that will be perpendicular to AB, and it will be perpendicular to CD. As well, CD will be perpendicular to CB. And so if we draw 4 squares downwards and 2 squares right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 squares downward and 2 squares right. And for the other point, for the other line, it is 4 squares right and 2 squares up. So that's the same thing, same scenario. And therefore D will be negative 2. This is the x value, negative 2, comma negative 1, which is the y value. So just write that down. Negative 2, comma negative 1. Question number 7. This graph shows the number of drinks that are sold in 1 week. A. Work out how many more drinks of lemonade than water are sold. The height of lemonade is 12 and the height of water is 7, as it is in the middle of 6 and 8. So how many more drinks of lemonade than water? 12 minus 7 equals 5. So that's the extra for lemonade. B. Write down the model drink. What do you mean by a model drink? It means the largest. And which drink is the largest sold drink? It is coffee 16. So the highest is coffee, which is 16. And so we write down coffee. Question 8. Write down a number in the box to make the statement correct. 5 centimeters squared is dash millimeters squared. You will know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. But 1 centimeter squared is not equal to 10 millimeter squared. 1 centimeter squared is equal to 10 multiplied by 10 millimeter squared, or 10 squared, which is equal to 100 millimeter squared. So 5 centimeters squared will be equal to 100 multiplied by 5, which is equal to 500 millimeters squared. So let's write that down. Question 9a. Complete the table to show equivalent numbers. The first row is completed for you. These are all powers of 10. Notice that. If you look at the first number, 10 squared is equal to 100. You all will know that. But why is 10 squared equal to 100? The power represents the number of zeros. That is only for powers of 10. Remember that. So 10,000 has 4 zeros, so it is 10 to the power 4. 10 to the power 5 will have 5 zeros, therefore it will be 1 followed by 5 zeros, and this will be 100,000. B. Work out 1.2 divided by 0.01. 1.2 divided by 0.01 is equal to 1.2 divided by 1 by 100. That's the equivalent fraction for this decimal. And that'll be equal to 1.2 multiplied by 100. 1.2 multiplied by 100 is equal to 120 when you move the decimal point 2 places to the right. Question 10. Mike has 6 cards, each labeled with a letter C, H, A, N, C, and E. He selects a random card and records the letter on it. Write down a list of all the possible outcomes. So, look at the letter cards. C, an H, an A, an N, another C, and an E. So if they're multiple of the same thing, you don't count all of them, you just count one of them. So we can cancel out this for now because it's a duplicate, and then we can write down the other letters. C, H, A, N, E. Let's remove the cross now. Write down the probability that Mike selects a card that is labeled with the letter C, which is the B question. So, how many instances of C are in this? There's 1, 2 instances. Out of how many total instances? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters and 6 instances. This time we count the duplicates as well. So the probability will be equal to the chance for C divided by the total number of letters, or the number of C's in the word divided by total number of letters. That'll be 2 by 6 because there are 2 C's and 6 total letters. When you simplify that down, it'll become 1 by 3. Write that down. Question 11. Gabriella is 110 centimeters tall. Pierre is 154 centimeters tall. This is the ratio of their masses. Gabriella's mass is to Pierre's mass is equal to 3:8. The value of their total mass in kg is 1/4 of the value of their total height in centimeters. Let's look at this statement. Divert our attention to the statement over here. Value of the total mass in kg is 1/4 of the value of their total height in centimeters. Let's name these as x and y. So x plus y equals 1/4 multiplied by 110 plus 154. That'll be equal to 1 by 4 of 264, which is equal to 66 kg. And then divert your attention to this one over here. Gabriella's mass is to Pierre's mass equals 3:8. So Gabriella's mass is 3 parts and Pierre's mass is 8 parts. Total parts is equal to 11. Total parts is equal to 11, which is equal to 66 kg. So 11 parts is equal to 66 kg. 1 part is 66 by 11, which is 6 kg. 3 parts, which is Gabriella's mass, or X, is equal to 6 multiplied by 3, which is 18 kg. Don't forget the units. 8 parts equals 6 multiplied by 8, which is equal to 48 kg. And there we have it. The mass of Gabriella is 18 kg and Pierre's is 48 kg. Remember, we don't need to write the units in the table because given mass in kg. Let's move on to question 12. Oliver draws 2 pie charts that show the favorite subjects of students from 2 different schools. School A has 200 students and School B has 120 students. Oliver says that the same number of students in School A and School B said maths is their favorite subject. Tick to show if Oliver is correct or not correct. You must show your working. So 15% multiplied by 200, by the way this is for School A, 15% multiplied by 200 is equal to 15 by 100 multiplied by 200. Cancel out the zeros. That'll be equal to 15 to 2, which is 30. So School B is 25% multiplied by 120, which is equal to 25 by 100 multiplied by 120. Cancel this. 5 by 2. This will be 6. This will be 1. 5 into 6 is equal to 30. And 30 is the same as 30. So Oliver is correct. Question 13. The coordinates of point A are 3, 8 and the coordinates of point B are 9, 15. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of the line AB. So the midpoint will be mid of x, and that is mid x, comma, mid y. So we need to find the mean of the x values, which are 3 and 9, which is equal to 3 plus 9 by 2. 12 by 2 is 6. And then the mean of the y values, which are 8 and 15, which is equal to 8 plus 15 by 2, which is 23 by 2, 11.5. And so this is the x, this is the y. Well, just write that down. It's the answer. 14. Here's a function, x to 10x plus 2. Fill in the missing numbers. So 3 goes to 32. 7 goes to 72, 4 goes to blank, and blank goes to 2. You need to find which are in the 2 blanks. First, look at the pattern. X to 10x plus 2. This will be x multiplied by 10 is equal to 10x, and then 10x plus 2. Add 2. So multiply 10 and then add 2. This is the pattern. Let's just check that for some of these. 3 to 32. 3 into 10 is 30. And 30 plus 2 is 32. That's correct. 7 is 72. 7 multiplied by 10 equals 70. 70 plus 2 equals 72. Now we need to find out for 4. So 4 multiplied by 10 is 40. 40 plus 2 equals 42. Let's fill that in. And you need to find what goes to 2. So 10x plus 2 equals 2. 10x equals 2 minus 2, which is equal to 0. And x is equal to 0 by 10, which is obviously equal to 0. And the x we are solving is here. 0 goes to 2. You can check by saying 10 multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. So that's correct. Question 15. Work out 7 by 12 multiplied by 9 by 14. Give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So 7 by 12 multiplied by 9 by 14. Instead of actually multiplying the numbers right now, we can actually simplify it by cross dividing. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Note that this method only works when the numerator of one fraction and the denominator of the other fraction are divisible by the same number. 12 and 9 are divisible by what? 3. So 4 and 3. 1 into 3 is 3 and 4 into 2 is 8. So this will be 3 by 8. Write that down. Question 16. Angelique leaves home at 9:30 to go for a walk. The graph shows information about her walk. She walks 8 kilometers, stops for a rest, and then returns home the same way. Work out her speed on the return part of the journey. So let's look here. Speed is equal to distance by time. This is a very important formula. You need to remember this formula. Speed equals distance by time. What is the distance traveled? If you look here, it is 8 kilometers. So it will be 8 by the time taken is 2 hours. From 12:30 to 14:30, or when you have to actually read it, 2:30 p.m. So how I did this is you just subtract it like this. 2 hours with 0 minutes. So that's 2 hours. And 8 by 2, which is equal to 4 kilometers per hour. B. Carlos is Angelique's brother. He leaves home at 10 o'clock. He walks at 6 kilometers per hour in the same direction as Angelique. He walks for 90 minutes. Draw a line on the graph to show his walk. So speed equals distance by time. And if you want to find the distance and you're given the speed and the time that he walks. D equals speed multiplied by time. Because of inverse operations, when you bring the time to the other side, it will become multiplied by instead of divided by. So D equals S multiplied by T, which is equal to 6. As 6 kilometers per hour over here, multiplied by, remember here, even though it's given 90 minutes in the question, the units is kilometers per hour. So when you convert 90 minutes to hours, it'll be 90 divided by 60, which is 1.5 hours. So 6 into 1.5, which is equal to 9 kilometers. So he walked 9 kilometers. In how much time? 90 minutes or 1.5 hours from 10 o'clock. So he starts at 10 o'clock and then walks 9 kilometers in 90 minutes. So here's the 9 kilometer mark. 90 minutes after 10 o'clock, or 1.5 hours after 10 o'clock, is equal to 10 o'clock plus 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is 11:30. This is where he ends it. So the 11:30 mark is here. So we just draw a line from 10 o'clock to 11:30, going all the way to 9 kilometers. Alright, you've done that. Question C. Estimate the time when Angelique and Carlos meet. If you look at where Angelique and Carlos meet, it will be when they intersect, when the lines intersect. It's at this point right here. So what time is it at that specific point? If we draw a line from 11 o'clock, you can see that that point lines up with 11 o'clock. So the estimated time when they meet is 11 o'clock. Write that down. Question 17. This square-based pyramid is made of what? The edges of the base all have length 3.07 centimeters. The other edges have length 6.93 centimeters. What this means is the edges of the base, which are these 4 edges, this one, and one more over here. So these are equal to 3.07 centimeters. And the other 4, this one, and the last one here, are 6.93 centimeters. Find the total length of wire. So this means we need to calculate the length of all the edges combined. This will be equal to 4 multiplied by 3.07, as there are 4 edges which are 3.07 centimeters long, plus 4 multiplied by 6.93, because 4 edges are 6.93 centimeters long. Using the laws of multiplication, we can combine this into 1 by saying this as 4 multiplied by 3.07 plus 6.93, which is equal to 4 multiplied by 10. And 4 into 10 is equal to 40. So that's the answer, 40 centimeters. Question 18. Here is a number fact. 13,442 divided by 47 is equal to 286. Use this fact to work out A. 13.442 divided by 4.7. If you look at the decimal place, it has moved 3 to the left of the original number. So the answer's decimal place will also be moved 3 to the left, 0.286. Now wait, this decimal place has also been moved 1 to the left. And because we are dividing by a smaller number, the answer will be larger. In this case, it will be larger by 10 because the decimal place in the answer will move 1 to the right. So it will move from here to here. And that'll make 2.86. B. 2.86 multiplied by 94. So 13442 divided by 47 is equal to 286. Then 286 multiplied by 47 is equal to 13442. 13,442. In the question it states 2.86, so the decimal place is moving 2 to the left. And so the decimal place in the answer will also move 2 to the left. So 2.86 multiplied by 47 equals 134.42. There is multiplied by 94. How is 94 related to 47? 47 multiplied by 2 is equal to 94. So the answer will also be multiplied by 2. This will be equal to 268.84. And that's what we need to get. 268.84. Question 19. A rectangle has sides of length 1,200 meters and 700 meters. Draw the rectangles to scale. Use a scale of 1 centimeter represents 200 meters. Hey, this is a geometry question which we need to draw. So I will do this at the end of the video. Check the end of this video. Let's move on to question 20. Complete these calculations. 7.4 plus dash equals 3.1. So if you want to find out what's in this blank space, let's name it x. 7.4 plus x is 3.1. So x is equal to 3.1 minus 7.4 using inverse operations. X is equal to negative 4.3. So let's write that down. 9.4 minus negative 5.7 equals blank. Notice there's two negative signs over there. And a negative multiplied by negative is a positive. So it'll be 9.4 plus 5.7, which is equal to 15.1. Question 21. Safia wants to find out whether people like a new airport. She surveys 20 people who work at the airport one morning in March to find their opinion of the airport. Write down 2 ways Safia could improve her data collection method. Notice this. She surveys 20 people who work at the airport one morning in March. You don't have to ask only those who work at the airport. You can ask the airplane passengers as well. So let's write that down. Safia can ask the airplane passengers or ask the passengers about their opinion For the second reason, we can use this phrase. One morning in March. Why use only one morning? Like you can go for the full day. So Safia can ask people for the full day. That's the second reason. If you come up with any more reasons, you can share them in the comments section below. Question 22. The diagram shows an object made from 5 cubes. It has been drawn on isometric paper. Draw the plan and the front elevation of the object on the grids below. The front elevation is, in other words, the front view. Like when you look at it from perfectly front, as given here. The plan view is from the top. First, let's take the plan view. In plan view, we are seeing from the top, so we can see this cube, this cube, this cube, and this one. The cube over here is completely hidden. So let's draw the plan view. So first, let's draw these left 2 blocks here. That'll make something like this. After that, let's draw this one. it'll be somewhat like this. And now the last one, let's draw it like this. So this is how you draw the plan view. Now let's draw the front view. So when we're looking from the front, we can see this cube, this one, and this one. This cube is completely hidden, so let's draw that as well. So let's draw the first left cube. It'll be like this. Now let's draw the two middle cubes. This is how you draw them. And then let's draw the last right cube. So this is how you draw the front elevation. Let's move on. Question 23. Change the 12-hour clock times into 24-hour clock times. 6:15 p.m. will be, because of the p.m., we need to add 12. So 6 plus 12 is 18. So 18:15. 9:59 a.m. is just the same as it is right now. It'll be 0959. Remember, you need to write it in 4 digits. 12:01 a.m. is midnight, so we can write it as 00:01. That's question 23. Let's move to the next one. Triangle B is an enlargement of triangle A. Work out the scale factor of the enlargement. Let's look at the smallest side over here to make things simple. The length is 2 units. Now let's look at the corresponding side in B, triangle B. So this length is 8 units. The scale factor is the enlarged triangle's length divided by the normal triangle's length. So this means triangle B's length divided by triangle A's length. In this case, the length is this side. And this will be 8 divided by 2, which is equal to 4. And that is the scale factor. So the scale factor is 4. Question 25. The table shows the ages of a group of boys and girls. The age in years is given, then the number of boys, and then the number of girls for each age. Tick to show if these statements are true or false. There are more girls aged 12 years than boys aged 12 years. So let's look at the 12 years rule. The number of boys in 12 years is 8, and the number of girls is 14. 14 is greater than 8, so this statement is true. Next one. The range of the ages for the boys is higher than the range of ages for the girls. The range of ages is the biggest minus the smallest. The biggest is 17 for the boys, and the smallest is 10, because there are 8 boys with 10 and 6 boys with 17. 17 minus 10 is 7. So that is the range for boys. Boys' range equals 7. You might be thinking, but the girls also have the tables listed from 10 to 17. If you look properly though, you can see the number of girls in 10 years is 8, but the number of girls in the 17 years is 0. No girls 17 years. Even for 16 years. As there's 0 in 17 and 16, let's move on to 15. There are 2 girls 15 years old. So that is the largest for the girls. The boys' range is 7. Girls' range is 15 minus 10, which is 5. And the range of the ages for the boys is 7, which is higher than 5. So this statement is also true. So we've completed 25. Let's go to 26. Find the fraction halfway between 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. Write your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. Let's just write down these fractions, 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. Let's make the denominators common. 2 by 3 multiplied by 2 by 2 is equal to 4 by 6. So if you want to find the fraction halfway between these two, we need to find the mean of it. So 4 by 6 plus 5 by 6, the whole divided by 2, which is equal to 9 by 6 divided by 2. 9 by 6 can be simplified to 3 by 2. So it's 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 2. Why is it 1 by 2? It's because something divided by 2 is the same as multiplying it by 1 by 2. Let's write that down. 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 2. Multiply the denominators and multiply the numerators. 3 into 1 is 3 and 2 into 2 is 4. So 3 by 4 is the midpoint, or the fraction halfway between 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. So this is the answer. Question 27. The diagram shows the fish tank. The fish tank has a capacity of 60 liters. Lily uses a 2000 milliliter jug to put water in the fish tank. She stops when the water is 4 centimeters from the top. Work out the number of jugs of water that Lily uses. First, we need to find out the number of jugs required for filling the tank fully. That will be 60 divided by 2000. Remember, 60 liters divided by 2000 milliliters. So we divide this by 1000 first to make it into liters. 60 divided by 2, which is equal to 30 jugs. Now the total height is 40, and the height remaining after filling it of some amount is 4 centimeters. We need to fill up this much of the total tank. So that is 40 minus 4 equals 36 centimeters. So the 36 centimeters height, which is 36 by 40 equals 9 by 10 of the total tank. And we need to find out how many jugs are required for 9 by 10 of the tank. So it'll be 9 by 10 multiplied by 30. Cancel out the zeros. It'll be 27 jugs. So that's the number of jugs Lily uses. Question 28. Put these calculations in order of size from smallest to largest. You do not need to work out each value. Well, if we don't work out the values, then how are we going to order them? This is because the number 9 is there in all of the expressions. When you divide by a decimal which starts with 0 point, the answer is actually larger than the original number. And the lesser this decimal is, the more the answer will be. And when you multiply, obviously when you multiply by a lesser number, you get a lesser answer. Both the decimals in the division start with 0 point and then some number. In this case, it's 0.18 and 0.5. The answer will actually be larger than 9. But in the multiplications, we have a decimal multiplication, so it'll be smaller than 9. So let's start with the multiplications. Which is smaller out of these two? It is actually this one, because the decimal is smaller. And obviously, after that, the second one will be the other multiplication. So let's write them down. 9 multiplied by 0.1 and 9 multiplied by 0.85. Now we need to find which is bigger between these two. As I said before, if the decimal starts with 0 point, when you're dividing something by it. That means the answer will be larger. Both of the decimals start with 0 point, so which do we need to take? Whichever decimal is smaller, that expression which contains the decimal is the larger one. This only works when the decimal starts with 0 point. Remember that. So the larger one is this one, 9 divided by 0.18. And so this is the largest number, 9 divided by 0.18. And obviously 9 divided by 0.5 will be bigger than these two but smaller than 9 divided by 0.18. So let's move on to the next question. Question 29. The diagram shows triangle XYZ. Now XY is parallel to ZV. XZW is a straight line. Jamila proves that the angles of triangle XYZ add up to 180 degrees. Complete her proof. Angles A and E are equal because they are dash angles. Angles A and E are this and this. They are corresponding angles. Angles B and dash are equal because they are alternate angles. Angles B and D. Alternate angles are formed in the formation of a Z between the parallel lines and another line, which passes through both of them. If you look, XY and ZV are the parallel lines, and this is the transversal line or the third line which passes through both the parallel lines. B is equal to D due to the rule of alternate angles. Angles C, D and E add up to 180 degrees because dash. Look here. Angle C plus D plus E is somewhat like this arc which I just drew. So they are all on one straight line, which is XW. And that's actually the answer for this blank. So angles C, D, and E add up to 180 degrees because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So the angles in triangle XYZ add up to 180 degrees. Because angle A and E are corresponding, so E will be the same as A. Angle D and B are alternate, so D and B will also be the same. And angle C is there in both of them, so it will anyway be the same. So angles in triangle XYZ add to 180. So let's look at the geometry question which we left out. Question 19. A rectangular size of length 1200 meters and 700 meters. Draw the rectangle to scale. Use a scale of 1 centimeter represents 200 meters. So first let's change the 1200 meters and 700 meters into centimeters using the scale. 1200 meters is equal to 1200 divided by 200, which is equal to 6 centimeters on the scale. And then 700 meters will be equal to 700 by 200, which is equal to 3.5 centimeters in the scale. Now let's draw the rectangle. So first we get the ruler out and draw a 6 centimeter line. And that's the line. So now let's take the protractor and measure 90 degrees on each side of the line. So this is this one, and then you're on the other side. It'll be here. Let's turn the ruler and draw a line. So let's move this up. We don't really need to connect to the dot on the top. So we just need a 3.5 centimeter line, and that's what I'm going to draw here. And let's draw it on the other side as well. So let's draw a 3.5 centimeter line this side as well. And after this, let's finish the rectangle with here and draw a line. And there we have it. This is the rectangle we need to draw. Let's erase these two dots. And there you have it. This is the rectangle we needed. So now let's write down the values of the sides, the lengths of each side. This is 6 centimeters, and this will be 3.5 centimeters. Let's draw a square angle to make it 90 degrees. And that's our rectangle. So that's question 19, and with that we have finished the checkpoint paper. Hope you liked this video. See you in my next one. Bye.